We're back. So, dawn arises fresh and, well, no, not fresh, muggy and sticky fingered. You wake up with like dead fruit flies like stuck to your skin.
Helped by the fact that we were sleeping on moss.
Yeah. Yep.
I collect the fruit flies off my skin and I eat them.
Oh, good. Oh, great. I'm glad that happened.
Waste not, want not.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Great. So yeah, you require an additional progress of travel if you want to get to the nest. So do you do anything before you set out, or do you just like get out of bed, start walk?
Probably all make sure that we get water.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, sort of getting more water for the.
Do you all consume a ration?
I will.
Cool.
Yes, that makes sense.
So if when you've eaten a ration, drunk your fill, and gotten at least a few hours of sleep, pick one. Heal damage equal to half your max HP, rounded up. Expend one use of an appropriate resource, rations, whiskey, remedies, etc. to clear a debility, or take +1 forward for just being fresh and ready for the day.
I'm going to take +1 forward because I don't need to do the other things.
Same.
What were the other one?
Also +1 forward.
You can clear a debility,
Heal or clear a debility with
hit
the other
points,
ones.
or take +1
Right,
forward. So,
cool.
yeah, it's the same as being
that's
fresh
fine
in Torchbearer. Cool.
Sure.
All right, so you collect some water, you eat some breakfast, and then you venture forth into the wilds with a destination in mind.
Hell yeah.
What is your destination?
That horrible-looking grove of spider trees, I guess.
Our destination is a nice ambush point near the horrible looking grove of thingy
Yes, that one.
so that I can use cold shot.
Into the spider flood.
You need you'll need one progress to get there.
Alright.
So
I
now
can do that, or someone else can.
if you have something to make notes about where it is, like to make yourself a map from your high vantage point now, you'll be able to use intelligence to then use that map.
I have a suggestion. We could peel off some paper bark. Or some birch tree bark, or you can also use birch tree bark as paper.
Yep. That sounds good. We can try and find something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's a very good idea then.
We could try drawing on the carapace of my zombie bug.
Yeah,
Oh my god, yes,
Sure.
just like draw it on their chest or something.
with the
Yeah,
weird
wow.
ooze coming out of your finger.
Yes.
Lovely. Great.
If we didn't have that finger, I don't know if we would be coming back anyways.
Yep. Thank God for the creepy finger.
So,
Thank Horu for the creepy finger.
So that as the ooze runs down her hand, Henri like just jots a drawing on the big carapace of the. Oh no, it's not that big. On the side of this bug.
Okay, cool. I will call that a map, which means that you can, which means that whoever is like doing the venturing forth can roll +int.
I have int.
Cool then. Go for it.
So I guess Bree explains kind of how the paths go and stuff, and then I write it down and venture forth.
Pew, nice.
Sorry, that was supposed to be +1, wasn't it?
You got 2d6 +1. Is that your int? So is your int +1?
So that, sorry, I had 1 forward.
Yes,
For having a map?
for being fresh.
Yes, so that should be 10, sorry.
That's 10 plus. You make 1 progress. So yeah, like the day's travel is actually surprisingly easy. Down here in this in this basin, the brush underfoot is a bit drier. And like there's less big chunky vines and things, and a lot more like leafy leafy things. And so it's easier to like walk through. It's easier to see through, and like Bree has already seen like the path that the chitins take to and from the pool. So so that also helps you find. Yeah, I think you find yourself at the edge of the cliff that defines that crag. And so if you were to climb up there, you would have quite a nice like overview of the nest, because you've come around to the side of this big nest. I would describe it as being the size of a small like city block. And so you've come around to the side of it. And you can, and I think Bree can see like a nice little like crow's nest somewhere up the cliff. You just have to work out a way to get up there if you wanted to have a nice like snipey spot. Otherwise, there are like a bunch of different paths and things from around this nest, and it looks like they've been quite picked clean. Right, the paths are defined by the new growth. Anything that was old, and like all of the stones and things, right? Like all of the rocks on the ground, any debris that was on the ground has been picked clean, and all that is left is the fresh new growth defining the different paths through and around the nest.
I think as Bree notices the potential sniping spot, they look to Phelim and sort of like stroke at its weird bird neck, and say, "I wish you weren't flightless."
Yeah, and like Phelim just is like huh? Like I've been insulted. Should I kill this person?
No, who will give me dry
right,
fruit
exactly,
snack?
and then it's like, not this time.
A tentative peace is struck.
Yeah, I feel like there's this constant thing of Phelim being like, "Good night, Bree. I'll most likely kill you in the morning."
Okay.
Like,
Sleep, clutching an arrow,
yeah.
ready to shift.
Animal companion is a very loose term.
Look,
I'm gonna try and think of a way that I could get up to that.
Those
thing.
tags are there for me to use, for me to like play with, and I'm gonna play with them.
Is the crow's nest thing at like the top of a tree, or was it a?
No, it's in the side of the cliff.
Yeah. Okay,
I
cool.
think
I'm gonna
if you- I
try and
think-
think of a way to get up there.
You're a rangery type, so you can probably tell that at some point there was something growing in it, and that the cliff has been like hollowed out halfway up by like the roots of whatever it was, and then that has died and gone away, as things do so quickly here. And so yeah, whatever, like there was probably a large tree or something like embedded inside of the cliff previously.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna brainstorm on that while you'll work out what you're doing.
So are we've kind of set up and we're like observing, but we're like in a hidden spot.
Yep, it's probably just a bit after midday by the time you're here.
I think if Bree is kind of like focused on a task, I think I say kind of to the other two, like I'm looking over at the nest, and sorry, I was looking something up, but Bree, were you proposing a particular course of action, or are we still in like research and plan making phase?
I think we are still in the planning phase.
Cool. All right. Cool. So yeah, I think I say to the other two, I like kind of I take my bag off and I like upend it onto the ground and I start like sorting through like the contents, and most of them are like bones. There's a few like bits of wood and a couple of like stones and things in there, but mostly it's like animal bones, maybe people bones, who knows.
The chitin that is like that has been raised by Henri. Like as soon as you upend it, it starts just going reaching to like grab the bits of wood.
Grab the wood specifically.
Mm-hmm. Specifically.
Yeah, like I think my instinct immediately is that I like pick up the totem that has its spirit in it and like move it away. But then I'm a little confused when that doesn't seem to be what it's going for.
Yeah. So unless you stop it, it's gonna like take the bits of wood.
Yeah, I let it pick up the bits of wood.
It just starts jamming them like under its exoskeleton.
Well, like in an attempt to hurt itself, or is it like storing them somewhere?
Storing them, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I sort of like I look at Henri a bit like perplexed, and I say like, "Why is your friend doing that?"
Because that's what. Okay, I am. Because I guess that's what they do.
They put sticks in themselves? How strange.
Well, apparently there used to be a tree up there, so maybe they collect trees.
And I sort of seem to like be like, yes, that seems like a perfectly good explanation. That makes sense. So I like go through the things that are left on the ground, and I let it have the sticks. That's fine. And I say to Henri and to Sparrow, assuming that they're both like that Sparrow is also nearby, I'm sort of sorting through them, and I say, I think I could get Big Spirit to help, but not sure what kind of spirit is most useful here. There is one that makes a very big snake, and it will like strangle things. There is one that is good at hunting. There is one that makes you want something very much, more than anything. There are many kinds of spirit.
While you're picking up your stuff off the ground, you pick up a ruby about the size of an eyeball. It's like where you've dropped your things. There is like you just happen to drop it near this thing that was in the grass.
Right. So then I spot it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I pick that up and I like turn it over, but I don't know the specifics of that vision, do I? So I just put it in my bag. I don't know whether I don't know whether you see it or
Do I have an
not.
opportunity to notice this? Does that make sense in the fiction?
Yeah. I think so.
I think that Bree is consumed by working out what they're going to do, and is about to reach into their adventuring gear. And as they turn around, they see you picking up that ruby. I think Bree gets like this fiery look in their eyes and sort of quickly rushes towards you. Where did you find that?
On the ground here.
It was just on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Why would it just be on the ground? What is going on?
Lots of things are just on the ground.
That sounds. Are you discerning realities? I don't know. Like I couldn't work out if that was discerning realities.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Who
was that directed at me or Em?
I felt like Bree was.
It sounds like you are.
Sounds like
I don't
Bree
care.
was-
I just found something shiny on the ground.
Like, if you're like looking around, being like,
I-
"What the fuck?" Then that sounds like discerning
Yeah, I
realities.
think I have a little bit more before I'm ready to trigger them.
Yeah,
that
sure. Go
move.
for it. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So I think Bree goes to almost snatch it out of Bao's hand, and then like stops themselves. Like their hand gets really close, and then they like close their fists. They go, "Would I be able to please take a look at the ruby?"
And like I think like as you like when you sort of went like did the motion to snatch it, I think like Bao sort of like stayed very still and didn't like immediately move to like draw it away or anything, but also didn't like move to hand it to you. And when you then sort of like compose yourself and ask, like Bao is like watching you very intently and sort of has this like bit of a like fascinated smile by like from seeing you clearly be so like I need this thing.
And like you have no idea what a ruby is, right? Like you're only a few years old.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is. Yeah.
I'm not even sure that Bree understood before this morning, yesterday.
Like, you've seen it before, yeah, and you know it's very valuable.
I've got all these memories of what rubies are.
So yeah, but then I like look at it sort of a little more closely than I had before because I literally just picked it up and gone to pick it in the bag. I look at it a little more closely and I then sort of like very slowly like hold it out to you.
I think that Bree puts their hands together like a flat and holds it out as because they do.
Yep, and I just like drop it into your hand.
I think Bree is taking careful pointed care not to like enclose their hands around it or like touch it any more than they need to, and sort of like rolling it in their hands.
I put my like chin on my hands and I say like, "What is it?"
I would like to discern realities.
Cool.
So let's go to the main page and hit. Oh, I have +1 forward.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's roll that. So I got a 12.
Awesome.
Yeah, you got 3 questions.
Nice.
So moves sheet. Discern realities. What is about to happen?
I think actually, like, the interesting answer here is nothing, right? Like,
Okay.
yeah, like nothing.
So like
it's-
Bree is like feeling this ominous sensation, and as they look around, they realize that maybe
It's just
Bree
on the
is
ground.
the ominous sensation. Maybe we are the thing that is about to happen.
Like something moves over in the nest, but it's not in response to you, right?
Yeah.
Like,
What should I be on the lookout for?
Is this still in relation to the ruby?
I think it's in relation to this scene. I think the ruby is raised my concerns.
you look
Makes
where
sense.
Bao gestured to having picked it up from, and I think you can see some flecks of like a couple of flecks of rust, and then these grasses that are here have grown through like drag marks, like someone dragged like a big heavy squarish something along the ground here, and I think there's also like a silver coin.
Pick up the coin.
It's old, but not like ridiculously old.
I think maybe someone had some loot and they dragged it through here.
If they did, they dragged it towards the nest.
Oh, that's very...
Loot.
Yeah, like a bag of jewels and gems and coins and things. And this coin
Are
tab
you
is
saying
really-
this out loud?
I think that Bree is they're working through this problem.
How big are Sparrow's eyes when Bree is saying like, you know, gems and jewels and like
So-
Coins!
The first thing that happens is that someone said coin, and Sparrow's face lit up, and then just
Snowballs from there.
Just like, I'm fine.
and Sparrow is going through their adventuring gear, face halfway towards what's going on, not picking at anything, just
Yep.
definitely listening in on what's going on here.
That's great.
And I am trying to decide between who's really in control and what is not what it appears. I'm just not sure which one is the more interesting question.
I'm always a fan of what is not what it appears to be.
Yeah. What here is not what it appears as I look at these drag marks and suddenly realize how drawn in we are into finding these jewels.
What here is not what it appears to be. I think the wind changes direction a little. And so that it's running along the cliff face. And the crow's nest sings.
It sings?
The crow's nest makes like someone blowing over a bottle. It makes a sound as if it's much deeper than you had thought.
Oh.
Right? It's not just a little divot in the side of the cliff. It's probably much like for it to make that sound. It must be much deeper.
That everyone is and I sort of put my hands back towards Val, as if to say, I want to give this back to you and don't want to be touching it anymore.
Yeah, and I think I sort of like I turn my head on the side a little bit and I say, you've stopped wanting it.
I only wanted it because I saw it in a memory. Yeah, we'll call it a memory.
Well, memory.
Whose
Memory?
That is the question that I don't quite have an answer to. But I saw it in a memory of someone killed someone to take those. There were two. They were eyes for something. I just it drew my attention, and I think that there is a lot of jewels and valuables that have been dragged into the spider's nest there, and I think maybe possibly that hole in the cliff is a cave, and this is purely intuition, but I think it might connect to the nest. But either way, it is a cave.
Sparrow moves over between the two of them and looks up at the cave and points up with one hand and starts saying, like, this cave is definitely very important, and I think that we should go. And while that's happening, I want to use tricks of the trade to be pickpocketing Bo.
Alright. I have a narrative reason why I might be onto you, but
you can use that and then Bal can interfere.
What's that?
So you can use tricks of the trade and Bal can interfere. So,
yep, alright. I'll attempt to interfere.
So yeah, do you have to roll for tricks?
Already.
So what oh my god!
You are rolling so well today.
Oh my god! So even if I succeed, can I affect this, or is it like
you'll bump it down to 7 to 9 if you succeed?
Okay, if I succeed. All right.
This is
what do I
our
need
version of Aid or Interfere is a bit more effective than the default Dungeon World one.
Which one is it?
Aid or Interfere, you pick the stat. When you help or hinder someone, explain how you help or hinder and roll plus stat.
Oh, Aid or Interfere, there we go. Right. Oh, because this says when you help or hinder someone, roll plus bond with them.
Oh, that's not the latest version. Okay, sorry. That's my fault.
So what is it? What is it actually?
Explain
what do I do?
how you help or hinder and roll an appropriate stat.
Okay. I think in this case I'm hindering because what I have just decided as a result of being told this story by Bree is that this is a totem. and that a particular spirit belongs in it, which is the spirit of desire. I have decided that this is an object that everybody wants, and that people will stop at nothing to get it. So I think it has just occurred to me that this kind of situation is going to occur with this item. So I think that I would say that's a wisdom thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your observation. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's related to shamany stuff, and that's all. It's wisdom based. Okay, so I roll wisdom, and if I get a 10 plus, then it means Sparrow gets a 7 to 9? Is that how that mechanic works? Okay. Let's find out. What did I get?
This is so fun.
I get a 9! No.
Well, no, on a 7 to 9, you still bump their result, but you expose yourself to danger, retribution, or cost.
Awesome.
I think that Sparrow should decide what the danger, retribution, or cost is. And Emily, what's the 7 to 9 value for your tricks of the trade?
What you mean, Sparrow?
Sparrow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I still do it, but the GM will offer you 2 options between suspicion, danger, or cost.
Okay, so choose danger or cost for each other that you exchange.
I love it. Okay. Phew. Yeah, so you end up with it. There's a danger or cost in both directions. Okay.
This is great.
Okay. The danger is that I have my golden root applied to a blade, which will make it so that you will treat the next creature they see as a trusted ally until proved otherwise.
Amazing. So, so does that mean... okay, so mechanically in this case, if that's a danger, does that mean that is something where, I get cut with this as a result of what happens?
Yeah, it sounds like.
Yes.
Yep, cool, I'm down for that. Sweet. So I get cut with the blade. I think... okay, I'm gonna make it a cost. I think I take the cut, and you get the ruby, and I look down at wherever it is that you've sort of cut me, maybe on my leg or something, and I just sort of look at it, and now there's so many mechanics tied into this. So what is the golden root next time?
It's the first person you see.
So it's you then.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I look down at it and look back at you, and I look at the ruby in your hand, and I nod, and I'm like, that's a good idea that you should have it. Maybe can I make a trade?
Yeah. We can trade.
Can I have a little bit of your blood?
I take my normal dagger. I slice my hand. And then I just put it forward towards you.
Yeah, and I just kind of take it very carefully, and I just taste it, and then I hand release your hand back to you. And then I'm thank you. Good trade.
What a day! I have no idea what's happening. This is valuable blood. Whatever happens later happens later.
I just spend the next however long just being really chummy with you as well, because I've been affected by this goldenrod, and just everything you say I'm that's a really good idea. That sounds great. You're so smart. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Awesome.
Oh boy.
So
what's the plan moving forward, folks?
So we want to get into this cave.
Mm.
Yeah, we want to go up into that cave.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Has it got spider webs around it?
Like everything around here has some spider webs, but not more than anything else.
Okay. We
I have
definitely want. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I have a suggestion of how to get up there. I'm going to spend a use of my adventurer's gear to pull out a rope and grapple.
Cool.
Well, we could also tie the rope to the zombie chitin, and the zombie chitin can climb up there because they're good at that.
Oh yeah, and then it can pull us up. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So we expending
Like
use
Creepy
of-
but
weird.
effective.
Yeah, weird.
I mean,
kind
I think
of
that's how must go.
spider bull kind of situation.
Mm.
Cool. All right. So we're using a use of adventurer's gear for the rope and stuff.
Yes.
Mhm.
Cool. And then, are you making the chitin do a thing? How does that work, Cammy?
I've got an attack command that says when you order the animated corpse to perform a harmful action, such as attacking or using a special move, roll plus int. So we could modify that to be doing a thing that is more than just following.
So is that the only thing that you can tell it to do? This is in the Necromancer playbook?
Yeah, it's
Let me look.
Is it only fighting? Maybe not then.
But I can tell it to go places, and I tell it to go up there.
Cool. Great. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just. I just want to look at the Necromancer playbook for a second.
Have you got it?
Is it in Grimwald?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got Grimwald. Curse, raise the dead.
Not only am I disgusting, I'm complicated too.
Relatable.
That's a big mood.
Disgusting and complicated.
Like filthy gorgeous. I think if a move is sufficiently complicated, I could do the attack command.
No. I'm not going to make a move because you need to have a move.
I mean, for future reference. Like,
Yeah, no, but like, yeah, there is not a move for telling it to do a thing that isn't like specifically
That isn't
attack.
attacking.
When you seek to use the blackest magic to reanimate the dead, yes, you do the thing. One corpse can be controlled at a time.
I will do some googling.
Oh, right. You always
This is
Tell
a
it to attack.
alright. So yeah, this is a poorly written
attack
move.
the game.
This is a poorly written move, but I think you can. I think you can tell it to like climb up to the cave, and I think that's fine. And I don't. I'll get you to roll plus int, and you'd. This is defying danger. Plus int.
Okay.
Where the danger is where the danger is your body falls apart.
Oops. So it does the thing, but I lose one power. So now I'm on one
Well,
power.
actually, no. We're saying
started.
no. This is defy danger using int. So,
Okay.
I like specifically like I'm playing this by the book rules. So, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So, worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. If it's going to get up there, yeah, like this is the thing is that you can just ask me what happens. But I wanted, and so yeah, I'm saying that there is a danger here that you are defying. So, the bargain you're going to get is that if it climbs up there, it's going to do it inelegantly and loudly. Stones are going to clatter off the cliff.
I'm okay with that.
Cool. Great.
I mean, at the very least, we'll have a nice vantage point.
Yep. So
If
yeah,
it gets up there before we get endangered.
so yeah, it climbs up
we
there.
can just cut the
and-
line and
yeah, it climbs up. Rocks tumble down the side of the cliff. And several chitins like appear like peering out of the nest, and one of them like on all six limbs wanders up to the base of the cliff and like puts one hand on it, looking up at the other at this other strange chitin that is making so much noise. Yeah. So yeah, they're aware of the thing that's happening.
would you call it surprised or defenseless?
From you, yes.
Okay. The question becomes deal damage or other thing, or try and hinder it. I think
Hindering it seems wise.
Well, it's a question of can I kill it in one shot? Do I think that if I just deal damage, that will be enough?
I mean, Sparrow managed to one-shot one before.
If I just deal damage, I would just be rolling a 1. I'd just be rolling the d8. So I have a move called Call Shot, which is when you attack a defenseless or surprised enemy at range. So I think what we do see is that Bree is looking back down and is like...
I mean, you're not up there yet, right? Like, this is the chitin getting up there.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I figured we were dangling on the cliff behind it.
Nope.
Okay, I see. Yeah, alright, so we're on the ground, and our rope is... Yeah, alright. I have a better understanding of the scene now, I apologize.
That's right.
I think
Like,
Bree
if
is like
you were on the
looking at
cliff,
this-
you would not be able to surprise it.
Yeah, I think Bree is like looking at it in their weird camouflaged robes, with the bow drawn, trying to decide if it's a good idea to attack it. And I think that I am going to do a cold shot.
So remember that there are two other ones that have not like left the nest fully, but are watching what's going on.
I think I'm going to do a cold shot to the head.
Okay.
To the head.
Believe in you.
E7. So, cold shot to the head, 7 to 9. They do nothing but stand and drool for a few moments.
Cool.
So,
All right. Yeah. This thing like that your arrow like hits it in the head, and I think it like falls down, right? Like it's stunned. And yeah, the other two like immediately like perk up and start looking around, and they like I think they look in the direction that the arrow came from. And while they are like grabbing the body of their friend to drag back into the nest, they're looking towards where you are. Do you do anything?
These spiders are more intelligent than I expect. These, what did you call them?
Chitin.
Chitins?
Chitin.
Chitins are more intelligent than I expected. I could try and volley. I think they know where I am, so I don't think I can...
I think we should try and hide.
Yeah, actually that's a better choice.
Defy danger with hide.
Is everyone hiding?
I would
We're all
like
pretty
to
good
hide.
at hiding.
Cool. So this is where we kick in Struggle as One. When the GM tells you calls on you to struggle as one, they'll describe the challenge you face, hiding. Say how you do it, do your part, and roll, and each roll plus stat. So you're all rolling dex. It sounds like. On a 6-, you find yourself in a spot. The GM will ask or describe it or ask you to. On a 7 to 9, you pull your weight. On a 10+, you do well enough to get someone else out of a spot if you can tell us how. If you roll 6 minus but someone saves you, you don't mark XP.
Okay. Alright. I got a 9.
Do we each just roll and then we...
Yep.
I get XP.
Oh, someone saves you.
Good rolls all day.
Ooh, okay. So, David, you could save either Henri or Bree.
Sparrow would save Bree.
Yeah, cool. What does that look like? Do you just like pull them back into the forest, or?
So Sparrow's going to run towards the big spider tree and actually get underneath. Probably looking up as well, and Bree's probably kind of struggling to get there as quickly. Sparrow just grabs out and yanks
Cool.
Bree in and just...
Yeah.
I have a question.
And then fella makes that laser noise.
Yeah, exactly. I have a question for the GM, and I'm perfectly aware that the answer might just be a straight up no. But I'm wondering. I know I didn't get enough to save Henri, but I'm wondering if I could switch places with Henri.
No, that is not a mechanic.
Cool.
Yeah,
You're already, buddy.
Yeah. So Kemi gets an XP. Yeah. So.
Oh, although there is another way that I could potentially. That's right. If you have a thought, Cammy, that's fine. Otherwise, I have a way that I might be able to help you.
I have a zombie in a cliff hole. But they're like we were just hiding from vision. We're not under attack yet.
I mean,
and I failed to hide from vision because I'm not aware of my surroundings.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like you find yourself like ankle deep in web, right? As you try to like get to somewhere safe, and like I think you just like fall over, right? It's that thing of like where you step into something really sticky and you just like whoop, right? And yeah, find yourself kind of like stuck into the ground in with where like you've walked into a section that is like heavily webbed.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a clarifying question. So just so that I have an idea of the situation, because there is something that I could potentially do here that would maybe calm suspicion. The way I'm picturing this is like we're kind of down in a relatively open area, and then there's the cliff face, and the zombie chitin has climbed up, and then like a little way away up high is where the other chitins are watching from, and they're seeing us down in this like kind of open area, or are they up on the cliff as well?
No, they're on the ground with you because they were collecting
Okay.
the body of their friend that got KO'd.
Okay, all right.
And there's one now. One now is like dragging the body into the nest, and the other one is like ambling over towards where Henri is to like investigate.
Okay.
And by investigate, I mean
everyone-
eat. Yeah.
Yeah, is everyone alright if I like potentially help, potentially make things more complicated?
I especially love the second part of that.
Alright. So I am going to in the bushes where Bree and Sparrow are. I like turn to them kind of with like wide eyes like through the leaves, and I say, "Don't freak out." And then I'm gonna like step out of the bushes, and I'm gonna use a move that I have. Unfortunately, I haven't prepared as much as I would like to have prepared, but I'm going to use a move I have called Face Change. When your face changes to another's, roll. If you have studied their mannerisms, take +1. Heard their voice, take +1, or tasted their blood, take +1.
Oh shit.
I have only heard the chitin, the chitin's voice. I haven't studied the mannerisms yet. And I've only heard the voice of the zombie chitin, haven't I? These ones haven't spoken.
No.
Okay, so I can only imitate zombie chitin, which hopefully they won't spot that there would be a double, because the other one is up on the cliff. So I'm going to attempt to make myself look like the zombie chitin, and I've got +1. Okay. 2d6 +1. So this could go very badly. We'll see. Hey!
Nicely done.
I'm very convincing, apparently.
Very good.
So what do you do with that?
So I think, yeah, I step out of the bushes, and I like, I'm going to mutter quickly to Henri, like, in, like, my own voice, it's me, don't worry. And then, yeah, I'm gonna, like, put a hand on the, like, back of her neck, in a kind of a possessive manner, and, like, sort of stand up to the one that's coming over. And now, I have heard the voice, but I don't speak the language, right?
No.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do my best to attempt to gesture like that I can't speak.
Yeah, you could say some things, but you wouldn't know what you were saying.
Yeah. So I just like I think what kind of like is it like chitinous plates all around the face?
I mean, yeah, there's soft flesh in some parts, but like think of like, you know, like a spider mouth or a grasshopper mouth.
Okay. In which case, and this is gonna suck later, but I'm gonna like take a second, hopefully before this thing is right in front of me, to just like turn my face away and just like scratch up like the area around my mouth as best I can, just like kind of make it look like I've been injured.
Yep.
And then just like gesture to it, like.
Yeah. Cool.
Clearly can't talk.
Yep. It like stops and like like cocks its head, like what's going on here?
And I like sort of like wiggle Henri a little bit, like, you know, like I have this thing.
Yeah, and it's like it gives you like it says something to you, and like gives you a gesture of like, yay, this is exciting. Like, come on, bring it here. We'll do something with it.
And oh god.
At this point, I think we would assist you.
Okay.
Yep. If everyone's cool with it, I would probably just throw a dagger into its head, if possible.
I mean, it's totally distracted, right?
I mean, at the moment, yeah, totally.
Yeah, if I can like set this up as like a backstab action for you or whatever.
Yeah, you've established that.
You've probably got it.
Oh, I'd probably have to get up behind it to use backstab.
Well, yeah, if I see you doing that, I will like keep trying to occupy it and like have it facing away from you.
Yeah, I want to sneaky and stabby.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I just basically like, I just do lots of like, yeah, and I mime the supposed capture of like Henri and like do this big theatrical kind of like thing, hoping that it will like celebrate with me long enough to be stabbed in the back.
I play dead.
Sweet.
Holy heck!
Today is just a great day on Roll20.
Oh, good with them rolls.
Amazing.
Okay, so
what do you've got some choices to pick there.
I'm going to not get into melee with them, and I'm going to deal my damage plus 1d6.
Yeah, nice.
Cool, excellent, great.
So, roll damage.
And then roll another d6.
Nice. Oh.
That's the same as your last time, total. Like, yep, which kills it.
Yes. You're the best.
Yeah, it drops dead. The other one is like, I think the other one that was dragging the KO'd one inside is nowhere to be seen. I think they've gotten inside at this point.
It's already like moved.
Yeah.
Fast. Okay. All right. Well, if we get out of here quickly, they may just not know where we've gone. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is a case of like when you like get behind it, like if you're moving behind it from Sari's point of view, if you're moving behind it, you can like see me as the like chitin face, and you stab it, and then like as like after it like drops like out of vision, I'm just like me again, and I just give you like a thumbs up, like a double thumbs up.
After your appearance changes, for a moment there's just this like expression.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, cool, great, awesome, all right.
So just walks away.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's a good place.
These people are strange.
Yep. I think that's a good place to take our last break for the day, and we can come back and do the last hour in a minute. All right, we'll
Sounds
be
good.
back soon.